Hello guys and welcome to the Monaco Sprint Special here in MRC-X. Monaco is going to be exciting to say the least. It's a very historic track. Been around for many years in real life F1, but now it's time we bring it back to MRC. But for Monaco, and as it's a special race, I need a special commentator, and there's no one better than that, than the MRC League Manager, MRC Head of Commentary, MRC, the man who was involved in the revolution of the stewards team, two-time Tier 2 champ, former MRC-X Elite Tier champ. I hope his head hasn't got too big after all of that. But it's Mark Hodgson. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I think you've pretty much covered all my titles, I think. It goes on a little bit, doesn't it? Sometimes I forget how many I've got, and it's like, oh my god. Like,
I'm sure there's probably one or two I've missed, but that's all you're getting from me tonight.
You know what, it's actually cool to be back for MRC-X. It's been a little while since I think I raced the other week, but it's been a while since I've commentated, and it's been a while since we've commentated as well, mate, so this is really cool.
An entire 3 seasons.
Yeah. Crazy.
Like, crazy, I was beginning to wonder if you hated me, to be honest.
Definitely nothing personal.
But yeah, after 3 seasons, we are back, sort of, to go. Oh god, sorry, you can hear the YouTube chat, but Martin's already in there. Evening, guys. I bet you will not even no-delphing my way around to
the barriers that he's going to bounce off.
Yeah, I'm waiting. He's deliberately holding off coming out of the pits. I know he is.
I think he will. Yeah, I think he is. I think you're right.
He's trying to come out when I don't notice him, but I'm sort of sat here like hovering over him right now. But I'm trying to work out who the furthest man around the track is. I believe it is everyone's favourite rough boy. It's Johnny Smooth. So yeah, I'm not going to take us for a lap of the Monaco circuit, because I'd be lying to myself if I said I knew the braking points at this point. But let's see how he approaches Sandevot, because no heroics, otherwise you will probably hit the wall. But he's got through there pretty cleanly to start with. What's his first sector time going to say? He's actually, I'm quite proud of everyone that navigates about 3 corners, because that's more than I could do. But
oh, I've got some news. It might be a wet race. Now, whether that's a sprint race or the full race, we don't know yet.
A wet Monaco race. Oh no.
Oh, that's well, I say that probably is quite good fun. That's exciting, that, because it is lower average speeds naturally, as we know. But that's going to be exciting.
A wet Monaco race. That's what Martin just said. Yeah, he actually did say that. Yeah. Wow. I'm still debating if I'm excited for a wet race.
Main race as well, so this is going to be exciting. I mean, we know it's a high downforce, pretty much the maximum downforce you can put on a Formula 1 car is what you're going to tend to use around here. 1 DRS zone, of course, down the start-finish straight, which isn't very long at all. You've pretty much got to be alongside a driver to make any kind of moves around here. So I think the DRS zone, it's pretty pointless. And you've got the long run through the tunnel, and that's about it in terms of, you know, long straights. So top speed isn't important, really. You want to have that front end grip, you want to have that rear end traction as well all the way through. So it's going to be a wet race. Is going to be interesting because there's not a lot of wet setup changes you can make.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because you're already running, I would like to think most people around here are running almost full downforce anyway.
Yeah.
So, in the wet, you're just going to be practically on ice. Oh, Chris Bailey, though. He's done his practice, wow. You can see that.
Jeez.
That is 8/10 faster than anybody else. Wow. There's a benchmark for you guys.
Yeah, that was... I like his livery, actually, the red and white. I like that.
Yeah, it is nice.
I'm still looking at Martin leaving the pits. Who we got at the store? Colin Bay, Tier 4, been better chance of not winning it Wednesday. Colin, what's your PSN and Discord name?
That's Teabag.
Oh, that's it. Oh, crikey. I made many jokes about that. We'll move on from that one.
So have I.
Sorry, Colin. We're not in with Johnny today, so we're all right. You know.
Yeah. Oh, Johnny's here as well.
Yeah, he is. Anson, as always. Christian, good evening, my friend. Good evening. Anson says, as usual, hit the like button. It was only me that's hit it so far, so please, everybody, hit the like button. Share it to your social media channels, your Bebos, and all that jazz. And that's from my age. Wow, Martin, I like it. I mean, I'm going to do it with you.
Do I dare
wow.
go to this on the stream? That's the question.
I like it.
Right, let's see.
That's a
Oh,
bit of
wow.
me. That's a bit of me. I like it.
I am so happy that it's a wet race.
Oh, somebody's lost a front wing that Martin's come up to. I'm not sure who that is.
That has got to be
like that
the most unlike Martin livery I've ever seen in my life.
That's a Hodgie livery.
That is very
Everyone
Hodgie.
wants to be like Captain Hodge.
Captain Hodge. Oh, I don't know if you want to share your funny story on stream.
So, oh yeah, that one. So, yeah, obviously, what people nickname me Captain Hodge for my lover of the delicatessen of the rum. And I'm injured at the moment, so I may potentially have to pull out of Monday. Oh, what a shame. Because I can't drive very well, can't walk, can't drive, so I've had to ditch my car, which is sad. And now borrowing an automatic because my left foot is in a lot of pain and swollen. So not only have I got kind of a peg leg or peg foot, and somebody today at work decided, yep, catch, here's a set of keys, catch, where they stood 2 feet away from me, and decided to ping me in the eye, so now I probably need an eye patch. But I am slowly, very slowly turning into an actual pirate, I think, at the minute.
They'll start calling him Johnny Depp soon, that is for sure.
I'll take his money.
I mean, fairs. So with that. Wow, Chris.
Wow, Chris, wow! 3 laps as well, and also, that's the thing, the soft... Martin, I think someone discovered earlier this week, that the tyres can overheat round here, so I think the minimum tyre pressure is the only thing you can really run here. It gives more contact patch and stops them really from overheating as much as possible. But they will go a few laps, as Chris has proven. Donny Osmond, 12-1 as well in third currently. That's a great lap as well. 3 laps. Scottish Ninja on 2, Our Voice, Bayford on 2. Chelsea's on his 3rd lap as well in the Audi livery. Normally I would discount that, but I actually quite like it. But yeah.
No, that he's disqualified from any livery boats. Sorry, but me and Mark have been very strict on this.
Simon's just gone, oh, Connor and Mark.
Oh,
thanks.
wow.
Thanks, Simon.
I think that should be a punishment of Simon doing all 4 comms next week.
That can be arranged.
Yeah, after the disrespect to and he's got to do the all new stewarding.
Yes, the all new stewarding. That took quite a lot of weeks for myself, Mr. Hills and Mr. Simba to organise, and to be fair, the credit is got to go mainly to Mr. Hills, who came up with the idea, and we adapted it and evolved it from there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it works. I'm looking forward to the stewards getting involved with that, and I think it's going to help with making the decisions quicker for the stewards and a lot easier for them, because there's too many nights that they're there till
1 a.m.
well, ridiculous time. 12 o'clock, and everyone's gone to bed, and it makes it more difficult. So hopefully
sometimes
it's gonna...
even the next day.
Yeah, exactly. The next day. You're right. And I mean, I remember way back when we only had even 1 or 2 tiers. There were pretty much 3 of us in the stewards, and we don't do it like we do today.
Yeah.
Where we do a public outcomes. And it was my job, and I used to, because there was only 2 or 3 of us sometimes doing these decisions, we'd be on a phone call and going through all the footage and discussing it. And then it would be down to me, and I would have to message both parties, DM them.
Yeah.
From it, and have personal messages to each driver, and that there was most Monday nights that we would be up till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning on a phone call doing it. It was myself, Mr. Jack Rocknian, who has unfortunately left us now, and a former league manager that I've taken over as Scott. Yeah. We would be on the phone and discussing matters till the early hours, many times over. And yeah, it's a lot better system. We've got a lot of good stewards now, and hopefully this new system as well is going to really pave the way for making things very much more efficient.
I think the other thing that's worth a mention in terms of stewarding is now the drivers get a say.
Exactly that. So a lot of our wider community who aren't direct members of Discord won't know this, but we've had teams of stewards, or a stewarding team, who are active on a Monday and a Wednesday and a Friday. We used to have a separate set of stewards, but they've all amalgamated into one. Now that's changed. Now we're going to have a senior steward, or two senior stewards, if you like. We're going to have a standard steward. Yeah, student. That's it. The manager.
Yeah.
Then we're going to have a senior steward. Yeah. We're going to have a normal steward in there as well. And then we're going to each week or each night have a driver steward. They're not going to be involved in the major discussions, if you like, of the incidents. But they're going to be given the evidence and say, okay, what do you think of this one? And they're going to be given a vote. And it means that a random driver every night, every race night, is going to be on call, if you will, and take part of that. And it widens it up. I know we've got a bit of interest already, I think, for tonight, and I think we'll have some interest for Monday as well. And it's brilliant, because you're going to have those people that can't always commit the time, commit the effort that it takes to that, and I think that's what some people forget about, is the time and effort that it does take for stewarding. But it gives everybody a chance, and whether it's somebody, I'm just going to pick a name out of the hat. They're literally on the grid here, so let's say currently 11, Speedy Bullet fancies having a go, see how it works behind the scenes. Hey, he can volunteer himself one night and he'll get the evidence and see, as long as he knows the rule book and follows the rule book and has a racing mind, hey, we welcome it, and I look forward to seeing how it all progresses from there.
Yeah, for sure. I think ultimately now, with them guys having a say as well, it's going to just create a much happier atmosphere. People understand where we're coming from and all that stuff, so
yeah,
it will help.
Yeah, it will help that with to understand exactly, as you rightly say there, that how things operate, how decisions are made as well, and where it comes from. So yeah, it's going to bring things to the forefront a bit more and allow people to get involved. Only 6 minutes left already. Oh, G Sargent validated his lap. Easy to do there.
I just cut to him as he did that. That's a huge shame. But I think over the next weeks as well, like I think the general positivity we've had in the Discord and from the stewards themselves has been a huge plus. And a bit, I'm sure, very motivating for you, Mark and Martin. So,
100%. I mean, they talk about. We'll go back to real life of how they've started to change the qualifying a little bit with the different tyre compounds you can use in certain, qualifying 1, qualifying 2, for example. And it's not necessarily changing it massively, but it's changing it a little bit. And everything evolves, and that's what I like the fact that we're doing as well. And we do evolve and change matters throughout the different seasons. Like I say, a number of seasons ago, it was myself and one or two others doing all the decisions, and up till countless hours of the night. And as MRC's grown and continues to grow, which is absolutely fantastic, and it's just going to continue snowballing from there. And it's brilliant that we are, and that's, I think, myself, Martin, especially. And Mark and a few of the other guys in the senior teams are just so active and working hard for this league, and a lot of the time don't get the credit because people think that it's just an idea and we just go, yeah, okay, let's just do it, and there's no thought behind it. And actually there's a lot of planning, a lot of discussion, a lot of time is taken, even for Mr. Simba, who does the results and designed a lot of the spreadsheets. I think Martin also had a big hand in the spreadsheets, and one or two of the other guys. And that takes a lot of time to do, and then it works so much better. But that took a huge amount of time for them to do that. And that's what it is. It's that bit behind the scenes, and people don't realise how hard people work, and it is. And I was thinking about this today, funny enough. There was a lot of stuff coming through today that, unfortunately, I'm in the middle of a big event at work, so I haven't had a chance to really catch up and be as involved as I want to be today. But it is a second full-time job for a lot of people. Running it, and
it literally is.
And we're not paid for it. We do it out of the love of Formula One, out of the love of racing, and 110% the love of MRC, which is just definitely the best esports league, F1 league out there.
The only one.
There is no reason we can't eventually be as big as, is it PG, PSGL or PG? Yeah. That they've got like 10 tiers or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
But that's just mental. But there's no reason we can't, we can't get that to that level.
Oh, 100%.
And you know, like I say, when I joined, there was 6, and I've said this quite a lot. There was 6 reserves and 1 tier. That was it. 20 drivers and 6 reserves. And I got a race. I joined, I think, on the Friday or Saturday, and I got a race on the Monday. I missed the next week due to reserve, and then I was a full-time seat ever since then. My race 3 in season 2, and it's just absolutely gone. And now we're in our 11th season.
There's
with
not
4
many...
tiers and X.
Let's put it this way, right? So there is some sort of MRC session 6 days a week.
Yeah.
No league.
There's only Saturday night, isn't it, that we don't have one.
That's what I mean.
For a while, we actually had a Saturday night session.
We did. We had a wet session, didn't we? So one time we was doing 7 days a week. At this point, and I mean, like when you look behind the scenes as well, management working usually 7 days a week because there's always things to plan. Stewarding, sometimes 6 if you have appeals on a Saturday. The comms team, we might not be always heard, but we're always planning next week's comms, or so be it.
Yeah.
Whatever. So
covering each other. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then we've got the practice sessions. They're 3 days a week. We race 3 days a week, but we have 5 races a week. So all of that adds up. So yeah, you shouldn't really be watching anyone else. Just come to us, and you don't get this entertainment anywhere else. I can promise you that.
And I've had messages on Instagram and other places to say, like, they're part of another league, but they will watch us.
Yeah.
They may not race because they are racing in other leagues, but they enjoy watching F1, and they want to watch us, and it's brilliant, and that's fantastic. Billy's gone even quicker now.
Wow, a 10.5, I think.
Wow.
I'll be surprised if anyone matches that now, to be honest, but... Yeah, I think, adding on to what you were saying, like, with the Facebook, like, recruitment posts, I had someone say, I'm not really interested...
big crash, who was that?
Donny,
Sorry,
I think.
Donny was coming round casino, and there was somebody, Richie, was actually backwards, and that's a bit unlucky for Richie. I think he was backwards and wasn't ghosted. Donny's come round the corner and hit Richie. Oh, that's so unlucky. Donny was currently 6th, great lap times. That's so unlucky. So unlucky.
Yeah, you can see where he's got his tyres in the middle of the track, right on the racing line. It's going to put many other drivers off. Scottish Ninja's on an absolute flyer, though, at the minute, so... Actually, no, I think he's actually backed out. He has backed out. So that's a big shame for him. Watching on, though, I think Martin is actually a man that is on a lap. We all know how much he loves Monaco. Not. But, yeah.
I'm surprised Ryan's not racing tonight. He is... one of the best round street tracks consistently.
Yeah, he is. Ryan is insane.
He really is. So Mark's right, he's just commented, you're right, he got the spreadsheets from mostly done when he got them, but he's fixed a lot of errors and redesigned them. He has, and he does a lot of work on them, and that can't be taken away. A lot of us just see them posted up each week, but the calculations and the formulas and the work that goes behind creating those, it does take a long time. I know in the off seasons we sometimes have a week off, so we've got like 2 weeks. Not this time round, of course. Between 10 and 11 was straight in, but and cut last season short, of course, which probably saved me.
And me.
Yeah, exactly. And he works so hard. Calvin finally home. Well done, mate. I know it was a bit unlucky. You were meant to be racing, got stuck in traffic, but it's unfortunate. It does happen. So unlucky, but glad you're joining us. Of course, 16 of you in. We've still only got the 1 like, so come on, fellas, just hit the thumbs up button. It's especially you guys. Come on, Simon, you deserve better. Colin, come on, Mark, Calvin, come on, hit the like button.
I'll make it 2. Hold on.
Thanks.
Even while streaming, I'm still committed to the cause.
Exactly. So you should.
Exactly. Oh, we've got 4 now. We're up to 4 likes. Come on.
Yeah, so we've hit the checkered flag. I tell you what, that is a bit close. 2, 3, and 4. Anton Womack Xavier separated by 0.03 of a second. That's a very, very close qualifying. But for the sprint, 9 laps of the sprint. That's very close qualifying. Apart from Mr. Bailey, who's got the worst avatar.
Yeah, he definitely does. He really, really does. But your grid for the sprint will be Chris Bailey on pole, Anton in 2nd, Wumax 3rd, Xavier in 4th, Ziad Mar in 5th, G-Star 6th, Donny takes pole for the Challenger tier, Error Voice in 8th, Scottish Ninja 9th, Lorpy 10th, Single Track in 11th, Bergen in 12th, Chelsea in 13th, Speedy Bullet in 14th, Biff 15th, Johnny Smooth in 16th, Bit in 17th, Smith in 18th, Swoggy Ghost in 19th, and Richie in 20th. Who is your prediction to win, Mr. Hodgson?
I think track position is very, very important. Chris has got that at the moment, as long as he gets away from the line. We are, as predicted, wet in the race, the main race, so again, you know, Rob Atwood, Mr. Genie, puts a lot of effort into the track notes, so it's one of those that I think, you know, he's right. We are going to take a stronger look if you do try and send it into Santa Fe, into some of those corners. Ziad's in a good place. We know he's quick. He struggled a bit in qualifying. I was keeping an eye on him. It took him a while to get the lap time in. Chris is looking strong. I can't really look away from that. However, Max is strong.
Yeah,
so he could be up there as well. So it's all about the start off the line and who can lead out of turn. Well, I think it's technically turn 2 because there is a slight dip, and I think they call that turn 1. I could be wrong.
There's no way they can class that as turn 1, surely.
There's a lot of random corners that the class as a corner that's not a corner, but it's going to be very tight, I think. But if you get off the line once, and please, hopefully, there's we have got red flags on, but sorry, let's go.
5 red lights, and we're racing. Well, eventually, yeah, we are racing. Here goes Chris. Great start from him. Wimax has also made a brilliant getaway, but he's not going to quite be able to get anyone in. But there's 3 wide into turn 1. Error Voice is out. There's a big collision into turn 1. Oh, so many cars in the wall.
Yeah, Xavier had a collision with, who was that? You got a 5-place penalty. Xavier dropped all the way back to 15th. He had a collision with Wumax as well right at the start. So that's really, we've got a virtual safety car straight off the bat. Doesn't look like there's too much damage. Wumax looks okay. You know, he's missing an end plate. What's Xavier got in terms of damage? Has he managed to get away with it? I think he has. Yes, he has. Not sure what happened there, but that was a heck of a... Oh, he's gone with a Braun. I think Braun livery is safe. I like that one. Of course, been a Button fan. So yeah, that's... oh, heck. It's getting a bit tight on the lowest hairpin, but... Yeah, that was a bit crazy, that. I think it was all good going into turn 1, and then Ziad made big moves and managed to get through quite well. And pulled off and keep second. Bailey, guys, you've mentioned, got a great start. A lot of drivers up. Martin, wow, up 5 spots, managed to avoid the carnage. So did Chelsea and Biff, Xavier and Mumax. Of course, then Lopping Out Voice, big losers. They've got about 10 minutes just to wait before they get to race again.
Yeah, well, there was 3rd, 4th, and 5th into turn 1. They were 3 wide. So
wow, it's crazy.
Somehow, I don't think any of them.
Good evening, Mr. Taylor. Good evening, Mr. Al. Big Al.
Yeah, we've got a lot.
Sorry, good friend of mine, very, very good friend of mine. He does like tuning in. He does have good support, so much appreciated, mate.
Well, we always like our fans. It's like we've got Mandy, who's MRC's #1 fan.
She is, so, yeah, 100%, yeah.
Watches every race, and it's great to see. But we're back racing. That's the important thing. How many? Let's play a bit of YouTube chat bingo here, so they can all get involved. How many overtakes are we actually going to see tonight?
Okay, from now?
Yeah, from now. How many overtakes? Obviously, I'm not going to capture all of them, and they've got to be on track as well. So...
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I'm going to have to play involved with this as well. In terms of that, I mean, the top 5 have kind of scampered away a little bit. Martin's got has dropped 2 seconds. He's got a bit of a gap to Chelsea further back. Oh, that's a heck of a question. I think Ziad's made an error somewhere.
I mean, I've already got my answer. Mine's a big fat 0.
Are we talking sprint and race combined, or
both combined? Yes.
Both combined.
Maybe not. Not on the run down to turn 1 from the race start though, because that's so hard.
Oh, Ziad's got straight on, and I think he's out. He is.
Oh wow, he has. He's got
into Sandoval. There's a full safety.
Oh, safety car on lap 3.
Oh, that was unlucky. He wasn't under pressure. He just outbroke himself.
So easy to do here, isn't it? It really is. But let's see. I want to see what these people have to say.
Yeah, you've been told. You've been absolutely owned right there. I'm sorry. Simba's absolutely. He's only a fan. Mandy does loads for the league and doesn't race. Yeah, she does.
Oh yeah, that's actually very true as well.
She's
that's
probably
not,
one of the hardest workers.
That actually wasn't what I was getting at either. Like, what Mandy does for stewarding is absolutely crazy. So, but
it's okay, Mark. I've got Mr. U-turn here. It's all right.
but ultimately, what I'm saying is, in terms of engagement, there's actually no one like Mandy in this league. She's always in YouTube chat. Always.
Yeah, she is. 100%. 100%.
And then obviously...
Calvin did make 7 overtakes last time. He was actually on fire here last time. I think he's probably going to be kicking himself he got traffic tonight and wasn't racing.
How did you make 7 overtakes?
I do remember...
I know he did it, but wow.
I made a few last time and then some went very badly wrong. But a lot did go quite well and yeah, it was he was very, very good around here. Well, you know, Calvin, you're only putting pressure on yourself, you know, for Monday night, and I don't know if I'll be racing or not, but I'll definitely be watching if I'm not, and there may be a few, I may not. YouTube
okay,
comments?
I've just been owned.
Probably will.
I've just been owned by Mark again.
Yeah, you have, like.
Could make a good drifter with the knee lands, Connor. Oh, we're having a good time. That's the main thing.
A little bit sus here. Oh no, that's it. It doesn't matter. I was wondering of how on earth, Chris, they've got round so far and not caught the safety car, but I think it's down just by the swim. There it is. There's the Aston Martin. I just wondered, it was just a bit far down that I couldn't work out where it said safety car, because we had that in Imola, Tier 4, where it said virtual safety car for a lot of laps, but there's a safety car on track.
Yeah, I mean in
and
Tier 2
really confusing.
We had full yellows for 6 laps, non-stop, with no safety car or virtual safety car. And that was so much fun trying to overtake people and then get a 5-second penalty every time. So, yeah,
that was
it was a small fault.
It's still full. I think we'll probably have another lap, maybe 2 laps because of the general low speeds. We may have 2 laps, so we only get 3 racing laps at the end of this.
Yeah, we really might do that, is the thing. But I think it's definitely going to be interesting. What I might take this lap to do is have a look at some of the liveries. Because
go for it. That sounds good.
So, Chris Bailey, I think you mentioned his in qualifying. It's very nice.
Yeah, I don't mind it. A bit red and white. I know it's a bit... he did do a theme, but I can't remember what it was, and I don't mind it, to be fair.
Yeah, it looks like almost a failed Toyota. I can't be too nice to Chris.
I mean, that is Chris is just a failed Toyota.
Wow.
He doesn't even come with a 5-year warranty either.
Yeah. Moving swiftly on. now we go to Anton. His is peculiar, but nice.
Green.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
That's the sound of projection right there, Ant, so come back next time. Now you've got Jay Dudon. Let's have a look at his.
That is Toyota.
Yeah, with a bit of black on it. It looks more Super Aguri, actually.
Ooh, good call.
Yeah. But, G-Star is standard. Martin's we've seen, and I'm not sure my eyes can take it again. Johnny Smooth.
Got in already this lap.
Oh yeah, he's running. Yeah, we'll
Chelsea.
skip that.
What's Chelsea got?
He's got the Audi, like you said earlier. You like that one, don't you? So
yeah, I do. I'm not going to count it, but I do like that Audi.
Yeah, that is nice.
I don't mind Biffs actually. I don't mind those stripes on that. I like that.
Let me go.
It's plain and simple, but it's good. But yeah, let's
I like
carry
the
on.
colour scheme.
Yeah. Oh, Chris is gone.
He has
out
gone.
Of last cast.
And Anton sort of stuck with him, but not close enough to be able to make a move. They said, on average here, I think they said you have to be about 1.2 seconds faster than the car in front to be able to get an overtake done. So
that is huge gap, though. That's a huge amount of speed.
That's like
to be
soft
carrying
to hard
per lap around here. It is
fresh.
really pretty much, yeah.
So that is a big old gap when you really put it into perspective. But Anton already, Chris has pulled that second on Anton. But if you look, there's actually a lot of gaps formed here. That the top. Oh, Richie's out. I think it's gonna. Oh my goodness, are we gonna finish under a safety car?
Oh my goodness me, we've got a safety car again. That may be at the top of the hill. The ice enters to casino. He lost it there in qualifying as well. Ant says it's a Diamond Jaguar. Sorry, Ant. I think Scottish Ninja slammed on the brakes, and Bergen, unfortunately, got 5-second penalty. Barely Senior. Just Libby's Super Aguri. Okay, is that what he's gone for? Fair enough.
I said Super Aguri, but about someone else, didn't I? That's what I did. I said it
We
about
said that
Donny,
about
didn't
Donny.
I? Yeah.
Yeah. So where do we get up to? Biff, I don't mind. It's simple, but I quite like it.
Yeah. I like the
Johnny
colour scheme,
Rotten.
like I said. Johnny, whatever he is.
I'm going Johnny Rotten tonight. I don't know why, but
I'll go Johnny Dingle.
Looks like a kind of a graffiti-esque, you'd see in a New York subway station. But I
You know
don't
when you
mind
go
it,
to like
fair.
a 90s rave?
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
that is the sort of colour scheme you'd expect. Not that I've ever been to one, but yeah. Carl.
Carl, these camera angles are rubbish.
They're terrible at Monaco, aren't they?
They are. They are. Carl,
I don't think I've been on him for about 2 minutes. I don't think I've seen this car once. There you go.
No, boring. Moving on.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Next up
sorry.
is Saviour.
That's
that.
Braun. I think it's Braun almost a Braun-esque or Braun inspired. I like Saviours.
Braun inspired with a
like
twist.
That.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah.
I do like Saviours. I will say that. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I've just seen the man behind him, Smith. Why do I really like that as well?
That reminds me of like almost like the Benetton colours. You know the United colours of Benetton, your '93-ish season.
Oh yeah,
That's what it reminds me of originally. With that kind of green colour. That I like that.
If I say what it reminds me of, I'm probably going to upset him. It reminds me of Shrek, to be honest.
Speedy Bull looks like he's got a Renault, one of the latest Renault ones, but safety car's in already this lap.
I mean, it could have really stayed out longer. We need 2 laps of racing, but it's going to hurt the guy who is at the back, who I think is Bergen and Womack. So
yeah, they are. It is.
It's now just down to Chris.
He's gone against same place, I think, but Anton saw it coming.
He definitely did, but Anton, yeah, he's stuck with him a lot better this time. Donny is right behind as well. He's sort of still right there. G-Star really pressuring Donny now, though, for P3 as well. So, single track's been caught a little bit there, hasn't he, to be honest?
Yeah, he has, yeah, but he did say he is carrying some damage from lap 1, turn 1. So, to finish 5th, he's gained 5 spots. It's going to be, I think he'd be quite happy if he manages to finish this way. Of course, 2 more laps to go. It's very wide through the lows hairpin, but he's got the downforce and the grip to be able to get round there.
Yeah, sometimes that line can benefit you through the lows as well, so...
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, I can't either. I can't do any of this track, to be completely honest, but...
I don't mind this track. I've never done it with no traction control, so if I do race Monday, it's going to be an experience.
It's going to be something, but I don't want to say what. That's for sure. But
that's why I'm going with experience.
Yeah, it is going to be, something. That's for sure. That's the way I'll describe it. Anton's really held onto the back of Chris here.
Yeah, and Donny's really dropped off the back. He's got G-Star, big time for Knott.
Smith's out.
Oh, G-Star maybe sneakily having a quick look. Donny's the only one Donny's the lead on the soft. Smith's out.
Yeah, he is. He went out.
I'm not sure where he's done that, actually.
I think he went into the swimming
pool. Oh, it's gone wide. Sorry, just down by the casino on the outside.
Wow.
Go around the outside.
What a move. Who's it? Well, there's one overtake.
Yeah, there's one. Yeah, I'm still sticking with single figures, but that was wow. I've just looked at the tyres, which I've not looked at yet. Donny's on the soft, Saviour's on the softs, and a couple of the guys further down, Smoggy Yours, Rumax, Scottish Ninja and Bergen are on softs. Everyone else is on the mediums, and I thought, well, okay. I thought everyone would be on softs, and I'm actually surprised, but maybe they are losing grip, those softs. They shouldn't do with the amount of time we've had behind the safety car, but G-Star, what a move that was. We know he likes to go for it, doesn't he? He loves a good, strong move and likes to go for it, and that was a very, very good move.
Absolutely. Great driving from both. I still think Donny deserved the credit he deserved. He gave perfect amount of space, more than fair with G-Star there as well. That could have quite easily ended in a big crash. But Chris Bailey does win the sprint. Anton will come through in second. G-Star in third. Donny obviously still takes the win in the challenger tier there. So that's still a great result for him. Martin will come home with that wing damage in P5. Chelsea P6. Biff, Johnny Smooth, Bit, Saviour, they round off the top 10. Oh no, Saviour I think had a penalty somewhere because he's dropped all
he
the way
did.
to
Yeah,
12.
he got it with Womax in turn 1. He got a 5-second penalty.
But
So other than mostly being behind safety car, which we don't normally get in fairness, but bear in mind this is the first time we've raced it on 23.
and safety cars literally come out if you breathe on someone on this game, remember? So
Well, it does. Yeah, we did find that out in Bahrain.
yeah.
So, you know, it's one of those that it's a new one to us, and historically we've not had many safety cars. We've not had many stewards incidents either. But yeah, this is a whole new game, whole new handling and everything else as well. But
Yeah.
I think that luckily we caught that incredible overtake, probably the only one of the race. But that gears things up. We know how fast G-Star is, and I use the term aggressive, and he is aggressive, but generally clean with it. I've raced him numerous times in X, and I say a little bit this season before he's passed me and buggered off into the distance. But you know, he is aggressive, but he's fair. He is fair with it.
I think
it's going to be interesting.
It's good. It's always good to have a certain level of aggression, because
Yes. Oh, I have to. 100%.
It brings.
Oh, there's the red.
There's the red.
There's the wet. The
I
wet.
thought you said the red. I was like, oh, what am I missing here? Oh, it is. Oh, it's very wet. Oh, interesting. But no, like you were saying, historically we've been always very worried about stewarding in in Monaco for seasons upon seasons. So we get to Monaco, we're like, oh, one report. Can we have Monaco every week, please? Yes, that'd be lovely.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, exactly. It is. It's one of those, isn't it? People are fair with it, I think, and I think just people do pay attention a little bit more. I mean, that move from G-Star was fantastic, and he tried it into turn 1 a little bit, had a look, and it's one of those that you kind of think where his position was could potentially have had a go in other tracks, but sorry, we shall go
3,
to
4,
the lights.
5 red lights. How are they going to get underway in the wet? We're going to get going, hopefully, please. Thank you. Here goes Chris. Great start from him. A bit of a poor start from Anton. G-Star's taken P2 already, but Anton's trying to get ready outside, but he's got... Oh, he actually made the corner. I thought he was going straight on.
And a virtual. We've got a virtual already.
Oh no, don't tell me there's a glitch.
And I wonder... No, well, we had this in Tier 4, and this is now joint for the record. I don't know if there's... I'm just cycling through the grid. I don't know if someone... There's no one seems to have hit the wall. Everyone seems to, as they're going past, to have okay in terms of wings.
As long as no one gets disqualified or anything, we should be okay. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I hope so. It seems to be everyone's on the intermediate, so it's not heavy wet, which is ideal. But yeah, we had this in Imola Tier 4 where I can't remember if it started wet or not. I don't think it did. I honestly can't remember, even though it was only 2 days ago. But you know, it. Oh, there we go. We're green already.
We are green.
Oh, Anton's got a jump.
He has. He made a great restart there. Almost caught sort of G-Star napping a little bit, didn't it? But
oh yeah, and Donny had a little look at him as well into the chicane, but wasn't close enough to do it. A little bit too tight.
Oh, big twitch in the background from Martin. He's just kept it out the wall.
Oof.
Wow, I thought he was going straight into the wall there, but he managed to keep it going just about. But I think if there's... This is going to sound very strange, but I think Monaco in the wet probably is one of the easier ones to drive in terms of you don't need many setup changes. Well, you can't physically make many setup changes. So
I've also seen an overtake. We're on number 2.
Who was it?
I think it was Bergen and Womax. I think I saw it further down. Womax. Oh, Womax is pitted now. Oh well. But I'm sure I saw an overtake further down. I'm sure it was about Bergen. So we're going on number 2.
Yeah, well,
sorry to interrupt.
We've reached 2. That is better than I expected, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, and I think we've just had 3. Ziad. Oh, Berger CNF, he's hit the wall at the exit.
Virtual safety car.
Oh, it's caused even more carnage. Sorry. Ziad hit the wall. He doesn't look like he's got damage, but I think who have we managed to recover? Who was that without a wing? That's Smith.
Yeah.
They tried to avoid. They were kind of side by side. There was Loppy, I think, involved in there. Ziad was in there, and Smith was in there. And they were side by side, and there was a few moves being made, and Bergen hit the wall, DNF'd, unfortunately, but Chelsea's also retired somewhere from the session. And as they were trying to avoid to try to they kind of hit each other, and yeah, it's caused a little bit more. And Chelsea's gone straight on at the but Bergen with no wing. Sorry, Smith with no wing. Did he hit the wall as well? So
right,
now,
I am a bit worried about
Is
something.
it virtual
Though.
or...
No, there's a safety car on track, but it says virtual.
Oh, not again.
Please no. We don't need.
Oh
glitches.
yeah, it is. It's currently racing Fabian at the moment. It's following Fabian round.
Oh no. Yeah, there you go. Now it says safety car. Thank goodness.
It is. Yeah. Sorry, Ant come up said G-Star let him by because he passed him when the VSC came out at the start. So fair play. So yeah, our hands up to that. G-Star, good player, good sportsmanship.
Yeah, I think we've seen that
a
quite
lot.
a few times from G-Star as well. When that's happened before, I think so.
Yeah, we have. I like that a lot. That's brilliant.
Yeah. It's definitely fair, but I tell you something, this now brings the guys that got early damage back into play a little bit, so at least they can now keep going. But what's going to be interesting here is, are people going to box for new tyres, or because there are a few in the pits right now, it makes me wonder if they're just going for new tyres. But in the wet, don't forget, you don't have to stop. There's no mandatory pit stop, is there? So it all comes down to...
But it's tend to be engineered that the inters, even the wets, will not go a full race distance.
Yeah,
it's engineered that they'll only go roughly half.
I think it was 2021 you could do full race distances fairly easily.
Got up at the end. But yes, they did zero pit stops.
Yeah, I did it in Silverstone. The day me and Simba had a little side-by-side into Cops, which was... I'll let Simba tell you. But let's just put it this way.
Was it as good as
GGD,
mine and Chris's through Cops, or me, Simba and Gav through
I was really
turn
hoping,
5 in Austria?
I was hoping you didn't bring the Austria one up, to be honest. I'm still... you do understand that I'm never going to recover from that. And every time now I comms on Austria, I get PTSD every time someone's going through there.
Oh, to be fair, I don't even try to overtake anybody. I try to go nowhere near somebody through there because of that.
The scariest bit about it was, right, so I got a camera angle, and just as you guys were approaching it, you were 3 wide, but then it cut to the other side of the corner, and I couldn't see anyone, and I was just like... I just went silent for a split second because I thought you'd all crashed. And then all of a sudden, you all come through there, still 3 wide. I was like, how is this even happening? And Chris was in disbelief. He was on comms with me. Oh, that was... if anyone ever gets the chance, please go watch that race. It was MRC-X, I want to say season 6 or 7. Please, just go watch it.
Yeah.
That was incredible, that race.
Yeah, that was scary moments. And I think we were all in a party together as well, so that was... I'm left, I'm right, we're going, oh my god, and
I want to say you and Gav actually were on driver comms that day.
I think we were.
Yeah,
I honestly
you were
think
with us
we
at the
were.
party
That's
because
we were.
You heard me and Chris absolutely screaming, and you guys were just crying with laughter. And I'm like, how are you so calm through all this? To be completely honest,
because we had no other response. We weren't calm. We had no response to it. It was the only thing we could do.
And poor Simba was on his own, and then at the end of the race, he messages me and goes, I don't know how I'm alive. Like, I was like, I don't know how you're alive either, to be honest. Like, that was crazy. But yeah.
It was absolutely mental. That was yeah, and then Chris and I have done it. I don't know if we were on comms together. If not, we were in a party, definitely side by side through Cop. And that was brilliant fun. I think I held him off at that point. I think he probably got me back on the DRS, but that was great fun. We've seen a few side by sides through Cops in seasons past as well, and it's just good fun.
Yeah, it really is.
That's the thing. If you're clean, if you've got respect for another driver, you can make moves and you can give the space. We saw it with Donny and G-Star, didn't we? Just there in the sprint, and that's exactly what we want.
Yeah, 100%. But we are back racing. Chris has really caught Anton napping here. G-Star sort of held on really well to Anton though on the restart. Oh, P4, Donny's just hit the wall. He's lost his end plate. But let's see, let's have a little look further behind. Is everyone okay? There's a side-by-side in the background. I can't see who it was. I think it was Saviour and Smoggy Ghost actually. And I don't know if Smoggy Ghost has just made a legit overtake. But single track's now past Donny, so that's overtaking them. But Chris is out!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
He's done an Alonso the other season.
Yeah. Donny's gone straight on. I don't know if Donny saw it, and Donny's retired. He hasn't actually out. He's just retired there.
Yeah, he had wing damage from turn 1, but so Chris DNFing causes no safety. Okay, it's nice to see the game cares about you, Chris. At least, like they've just completely ignored it. Bless them. But wow, the championship leader out.
Wow, and look, pretty comfortable throughout qualifying through the sprint as well.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really thought. Womax has passed Ziad, so there's a third move that I've seen.
I think we've actually got 4 because someone made an overtake. Martin got past Donny, so.
Ooh, what's happening with Womax and Ziad? Ziad's backwards.
Yeah, I think
and
Ziad's
Womax are backwards, so they were backwards to the swimming pool section, and that's allowed Biff to come up and mug them both. I don't know how many past that was. I don't know if we're counting that or not, but that was a few.
I don't think that can count if they've gone round, but we shall see. We've still got 20 laps to go though. Let's see what goes down here, because this is going to get very, very interesting and very, very fruity very, very quickly. So Chris is out. I tell you who that really benefits, Mr. G-Star. He is and Saviour. Those two are the main contenders at the minute to Chris for the championship, as it was last season as well. I don't know if you remember that titanic battle we had all the way to the final race that was won by 22 hundredths of a second. Please go and watch it again.
I think it was 11, wasn't it? It was half. It was like 11.
Yeah, something like that. All I remember is they were side by side across the line and me and Simba had a heart attack. But that's it. Yeah,
that was watching. Yeah,
that was crazy. I think probably my favourite race to ever commentate on, let's put it that way. But Speedy Bullet, shout out to him by the way, into P5, doing an absolutely sterling job from the tier 4 driver. Obviously Johnny Smooth is currently the runaway leader in the challenger tier, so he's doing what we've seen him do a lot of times, but Speedy Bullet really putting down a marker. And I'll tell you something, he's got probably one of the drivers you would least want pressurising you in the entire league behind him.
Exactly that, that's the one driver you don't want to pressurise you. However, one of the best wheel-to-wheel races. I love going side to side with Xavier. As he pulls out to go down the outside, is he going to try and move into turn 1? Oh, Speedy Bullet holds him off.
Very good defending there from Bullet.
I love racing Xavier in tier 1. It doesn't happen very often. It's only happened a couple of times because of my season. But Donny's left the session. Sorry. I love going wheel-to-wheel with him. He is and a lovely guy. And I'm just looking at the position changes. So Johnny Smooth is up 4. Speedy Bullet, as you rightly mentioned, up 5. Xavier's up 6, so he's having a great race as well. Ninja up 7. Loppy up 8. So is Error Voice as well. And Ziad's got 10 seconds for cutting a corner. Where is he on track? Oh, he's got no wing, so he's gone probably straight over at the chicane down the hill. So I don't know what it's called, so he's got no front wing. That's unfortunately not going well for Ziad. He's pitting.
I think he had a bit of contact with Womax just before, and I think that's really started to cost him here.
Oh, he's retired from the session. Now, he only had front wing damage, so okay.
Unless there was rear wing that we're not aware of, but obviously you will have to send that into the stewards.
Yes.
As per the rules. But I'll tell you something, Anton, this is very unfamiliar territory for him at the minute. That's not me being horrible,
leading a race,
but I don't think
harsh, dude. And you know he listens and watches.
It's alright.
Wow.
It's encouragement. It should motivate him to really want to go on and win this. I'm actually being nice, kind of, sort of, in some weird way. But yeah, it's fine. I can't be too nice to people on the stream. They get worried otherwise. But Xavier did eventually make his way past Speedy Bullet, which means we're actually hit number 4 for overtakes.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah, or 5 because you saw another one, so we'll call it 5.
To be honest, I've lost count, but I haven't seen any predictions in YouTube chat yet. So come on, guys, we're at 5. What are we going to finish on? That's the question.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I do wonder if we're going to dry up though in this race. It would be nice to see some dry running.
Yeah, would be fun.
But let's see. Saviour's now already right on the back of Johnny Ruff. So let's see how well Johnny Ruff decides to defend. Oh, Saviour's practically pushing him. But now they're coming in to the swimming pool section. They're in the build up to it. Is Saviour going to have to run it? I wonder if Saviour's going to try a little bit of a lunge up into Raskath, because he's trying many different lines to try and put Johnny's moving in a position he's not comfortable with. He has a little look into Raskas, but you know Saviour's way too sensible for that. But now Saviour, he's not going to have DRS, but Johnny's move is flashing, but that could also be because of the fact that it is wet. But, oh, big moment in the background. I think it's Speedy Bullet. He's just had a huge moment in the final corner.
Oh, Ant's pitted. Sorry, I completely skipped the wrong person. Ant's pitted. So he's got fresh inters on.
He definitely has.
That's early. That's very early. We mentioned earlier with tyre wear. I mentioned earlier with things like that, and you know they can overheat, and it just makes me wonder: are the inters similar?
Yeah, I think. Obviously,
was he trying a potential undercut? He's not got clean air though. Oh, I think everybody may have let him go knowing he's not in his race. But this is a strange one that if Ant's pitted, he's got a lot of traffic. He's got Loppy and Bit fighting. We know where Bit likes to park his car, which is right on the apex of every single corner, and whether it's late or not, he likes to park it. And this is going to hold him. I think could potentially backfire.
Yeah, it really could. It'd be a huge shame if it did as well, but Scottish Ninja's now got 3 seconds. That's going to hurt him quite a bit as well, because Smoggy Ghost is currently in that gap. But it all depends on, I guess, like, I wonder if people adjusted their tyre pressures, because obviously you can still do that under Parc Ferme. So I wonder if they saw the wet and potentially adjusted them a little bit. It'd be really interesting to know what actually happened to Chris, because that's such an
just commented
Chris
in
mistake,
management that he's a little bit upset with himself. Saviour's past Johnny Roth into turn 1.
Oh, just as I came off the battle as well, like at 3 quarters before. But there you go, overtake number 6 of the evening. So we're getting somewhere at least with the overtakes. We're seeing a lot more than we do even in real life. So MRC is officially better than real life F1.
Yeah.
So, but I tell you something, G-Star is absolutely flying. Look at that gap he has to Martin, 8.5 seconds. We all know Martin is no slouch as well. They do yellow in sector 1. That is caused by, I think, Smoggy Ghost. He's got no front wing. That is a huge, huge shame for him. So he just needs to navigate his way back to the pits.
It's one of those tracks that... Oh, Amanda Lee. Good evening, Amanda. Is this one of our friends from across the pond? With the stars and the stripes, supporting Mr. Speedy Bullet?
Quite possibly. I don't know if we've got any other Americans on the grid tonight. I don't think we do. No. I think they're all English, French and Dutch, and then one American.
So good evening, Amanda. Thank you for joining us. Please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. Please hit the subscribe if you are not already, mate. That'll be fantastic.
Yeah, share the video with anybody that's interested, even your dog. Get him watching. I'm sure he will enjoy it. Probably start barking at me and Mark for something when we start squealing, but it'll be worth it. It'll all be worth it.
Pitted.
Yeah, he has.
So Team Speedy Bullet has now pitted. I'm going to keep an eye on him.
Anton, 5 seconds, corner cutting. There's a big crash in turn 1. Anton's in the wall. He's lost his front wing.
Oh no, the leader. Technically, the race leader. Oh, he's now kind of. Oh, that's not good. He's wedged.
I think there was contact with Carl.
Turn. Oh no, of all. Oh,
and then Lorpy as well. All 3 of them have lost their front wing.
Oh goodness me.
That was wow. I caught the very end of it, but that is. Oh,
yeah,
Anton.
Carl and Lorpy both lost it. But that's how on earth have all 3 of them lost the front wing? That's very strange.
Well, it all seemed a bit weird. All of a sudden, Anton was facing backwards, and as we saw, I think Anton maybe missed a braking point, potentially into turn 1, because just before he got 5 seconds. Because I said, 5 seconds to Anton. Next thing I know, Anton is facing the wrong way. So, it must have been a missed braking point or something from Anton to sort of cause that.
Yeah, and the thing is, we've not got any safety cars. We've not got us virtual for all of that. Didn't we reduce some of it? I can't remember what we reduced.
We did. Ninja's out!
Scottish Ninja's gone!
Is that in the pits? No, it's at Raskas.
Raskas? Is it getting just... Whilst the tyres are going... Oh, God, I think he hit the wall on the exit.
I'm starting to wonder if safety cars are off, you know.
Well, they're not. We checked that.
No, they're not. And there's been one, but... Yeah.
Yeah, but this is strange because it's cleared the car very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't normally takes 30 seconds or so
I mean,
to
I'm
clear
not
the car
moaning,
away,
let's put
but
it
it's
that
gone.
way. I'm not moaning, let's put it that way.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But, yeah, Womax is right on the back of Biff, so I wonder how much pace advantage he's got over him at the moment. Actually, he's going to make the move. He's actually looking up the inside. Yeah, Biff's just about got him on the brakes for now, but he's actually tried to switch back, and now they're going into the hairpin. Womax is trying it round the outside. He's going to hang it there. There's just enough space given, and he's through.
How on earth did he do that?
There was a bit of a wheel bag, but there was always going to be.
Carried a little bit more speed, but how on earth did he manage that? That's brave.
Brilliant
Very
driving
brave.
from both again. I think anyone that makes a clean overhead take round here, you've got to applaud both drivers. So fair play to both of you.
Yeah, you do.
Incredible.
Yeah, 100%.
But let's see. So that battle's now out of the way. The field's starting to spread a little bit here now as well. So
it is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we've got 10 seconds to the front, 7 to Saviour, who's got clean air. Johnny Smooth and Womax all on their own now, and we've got 10 seconds for Anton, who's got 2 5-second penalties somewhere. When you saw for the corner cutting.
I wonder if the other
voice has got 3, which has just got. And we've only got 13 drivers left, and we've still got. We're only halfway through the race.
Anton still has no front wings, so surely he's coming in this lap. Was it the start of this lap that happened? It must have been, because he's now at the pits, and so is
Smith's in, Ant's in, Voice is in.
Biff put on mediums.
Okay.
Is he a genius, or is he the opposite to a genius?
Well, it doesn't look like it's stopping raining.
Let's put it this way, it's still raining, so...
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's easing off. It doesn't look like it's brightening up or anything like that either. So, okay.
I'll tell you what, if Biff wins this race, I will write a 1,000 word apology. If you stay on those tyres and win it, I will post it in Discord publicly. So, yes. But I feel for you on those tyres right now, I'm not going to lie to you. I wonder if that was a glitch, potentially.
I mean, I'm going to keep on him. I'm going to keep on Biff and see how he gets on. To be fair, it has stopped raining.
Do you know what? As you've said that, yes. Has Biff just pulled an absolute blinder?
He's got 0 grip, but the others are going to know it stopped raining. So as you know, as soon as they hit DRS enabled, everyone's going to pit where it's a bit of a grippier track and going to have the better of the track, while Biff is... He's not doing... if
you go on board with Biff, there is actually a dry line.
It's getting there, isn't it? There's a lot of tyre tracks. And it doesn't... Oh, he's got a bit of a loose rear end, and I know he's using a lower gear, he's not going at full speed, but... It's... Apart from there, Raskas was a lot of understeer, and first gear, that's brave. That's definite track. I don't use first because I'll just go around. But okay. It's this is going to be a very a lot of understeer with turn 1.
Yeah.
That gap at the front's coming down by about a second. Saviour has dropped as close to single track by about 2 seconds, a second and a bit actually. So I expect a flurry in the pit lane very soon. Oh no! Biff close to it! That was just wigged through Casino.
Oh, it's a humongous shame for him.
Oh no, it's gonna hurt him. That it's. I think if we had a safety car when Biff came out, that would have been genius, absolute genius, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
And he's about to be lapped by single track. G-Star's already gone through and single track's about to lap him now. And has lapped him. If there was a safety car, that would have been genius. 100%.
Yeah.
I think it was just 3-4 laps too early. And I appreciate and I applaud his bravery for doing that and trying to go, yep, okay, let's go, it's stopping. Let's do this now. I just feel he was a bit early. Just that little bit too early.
Yeah, just a lap or two.
Unfortunately, it may hurt him. It is hurting him now. He's at least a lap down now. Martin's closing on G-Star.
He is. That gap has come down around about a second and a bit, hasn't it? Since we last spoke about it. So
it has. Saviour's closing though on. To be fair, the gaps were about 9 and 6 seconds, as I mentioned a little bit ago. So they're stabilised. Johnny Smooth's falling back quite a bit from Saviour, who's under a lot of pressure for Womax. This is going to spice up now, because especially with these little battles, your Johnny Smooth Womaxes, your Loppy, and then going back down as well. Biff's pitted because of his damage, but they're close. It's going to be who bites the bullet, who blinks first to go to the mediums. And Womax has got to run out the last corner, and is absolutely just driven past Johnny Ruff. And
seven overtakes for the night, but I do wonder if these leaders need to take the risk though, because their gaps at the moment, like if you look as well, like we were saying, G-Star and Martin have about a pit stop to, well over a pit stop to Womax. So
yeah, well, to be fair, probably Saviour does as well. It's not the longest pit lane in the world, is it?
Those guys could honestly wait till almost the last minute, because they've got that big of a gap at the minute. They can let the others be their guinea pigs. Biff's now put the inters back on, so he's not feeling it, but like you said, it has stopped raining. So
yeah,
it's now a matter of
on the fresher mediums, it's setting fastest laps, lap after lap now, 2 laps in a row.
So the track is drying,
but not that quickly.
It's not, and that's partly probably because the sun's
2 or 3 laps now
yet.
since it stopped.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, how the weather dependent, and it's something we don't touch on in commentary a lot, and we never do, and we don't really think of as drivers, is that behind the scenes in the random programming, because we know it is very, very random, that they have the temperature, don't forget, and that will affect how quickly the track temperature. Smoggy goes DNF.
Oh, he is out. Is that going to cause a late safety car? And I tell you something, if it does, that could really. I think that it's been cleared again very, very quickly.
I'm not sure where that was. I didn't even see where it was.
Stewards may be people of the day today. We're going to do a people of the day, and not stewards.
The marshals are just fantastic. That gap was single track now 6.8. He's taken another second out.
He's found a rhythm, I think.
2 seconds actually.
Yeah, he's really on it now, is Martin, and
he's only got 40% of his ERS, so he's using a bit. Well, there's
big moment for G-Star.
You would cut exactly, but G-Star's got 100% of his ERS. He is not using a single bit. Well, he is now down the straight, but he's not using any of it. Whereas Martin is using a bit of it. But that gap, whatever you look at, I'm going to concentrate on G-Star and Martin. I'm going to look at those gaps. I'm going to look how they're handling the tyres at the moment.
Yeah, well, there's not much action happening at the moment. Error Voice has put the softs on.
Okay, that's going to be interesting. Watch that gap then. That's going to be interesting, because they will heat up and cut through the damp track. And as I mentioned, it's going to be down to the temperature. You mentioned because of the sun hasn't come out. We haven't got the sun. We've still got the cloud. And is it going to be warm enough? Because the car's going around. The physics of the game do make a difference for that, of how quickly it dries.
I'm wondering if he's even racing, or if he might be a lap down actually. Yeah, he's a lap down. That's the issue.
He is racing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just because he was ghosted. I wasn't sure, but yeah, he's just been lapped by Saviour, sadly for him. But let's see, if he posts the fastest lap, then maybe he's just pulling an absolute blinder. But it's going to take a lot for him now to get back into this race.
All the gaps with the top 3 are coming down. Saviour only 4.5. Single track 6.6. They are all coming down. They're closing up to each other.
Yeah.
And Womax is kind of stable at about the 22-second mark, so that's stable. So we've got 9 laps left to go.
Yeah.
This is going to be, as you mentioned, it's going to be interesting. Is anyone going to pit? There's not really a full drying line here.
No,
at the moment. There's a few tyre tracks, but nothing much.
Yeah.
And that gap's just gone up to G-Star a little bit, 7.3 now, 7.5.
But I tell you something, I'm watching the error voice gap to Anton at the moment, and it has stayed the exact same since he's come out the pits. Okay. So maybe, just maybe, we are on that crossover point at this moment.
Yeah, exactly. That's Oh, I love this. It's just a whole race of unknowns, isn't it? We see gaps coming down, gaps widening, gaps, different strategies. Biff being extremely brave and potentially mistiming it slightly. Now we've got Error Voice on the softs as well. That gap's about stable. This is a... See, this is why I love F1. It's the strategies, it's the difference, it's a thinking game now. It's not just driving flat out.
Yeah, F1 has become very much a game of chess.
Exactly that, and that's what I'm enjoying this. This is what I'm enjoying now. Yes, there's not much on-track action of overtakes and people pressuring, but it is everybody thinking. Everyone's just, okay, manage that gap. You know, look at G-Star, lots of VRS left. Not using it, just managing his tyres, managing the traction, managing everything at the moment. And that gap back to 7.6, so that's, he's put the hammer down a little bit, maybe saved his tyres a bit. Yeah. And there are some, you know, up the hill there's a lot of tyre tracks that I'm looking at. Yeah. And the gaps widened a bit to save you. That's how 5.5 or 5.3, 5.4. Like you say, are we getting to that crossover? And everybody's has dropped a little bit to
He's
Anton.
lost about a second now to Anton since I mentioned it. So, but even just a second, when you think about he's actually losing a lot now. I think they're just not heating up the way he needs them to, and it's causing him a few issues. But we've seen this before as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the pain for this because, as I mentioned earlier, this happened to me last season in Australia, where it's stopped raining. We're under safety car. I tell you what, let's pit for softs now. A few laps, everyone's going to have to pit, and it's going to dry up, and it didn't.
Yeah.
And it cost me points, and if I didn't have the race we had in Brazil, it could have cost me the championship. Yeah. And this is a similar... Yes, we're early in the season, granted it's not going to cost the championship to anyone. But this is exactly that, where we're in that, as you said, the crossover period, the potential of what's going to happen. Saviour's really close that gap now, 4 seconds again. And it's really closing up, and it's that game, as you mentioned, the game of chess.
Yeah, it really is, and I think that's what Monaco comes down to, though, isn't it? Like, especially if we have a dry race, I think it's going to be just everyone trying to undercut each other, trying different things. Because, I mean, we've seen overtakes tonight, and the ones we've seen deserve an awful lot of credit. They really, really do. But
100%,
I think it's going to be I'd almost say in some weird way it may be easier to overtake in the wet than the dry round here. The reason being because in the wet you can sort of get away with so many more mistakes from other drivers to actually help you through, whereas in the dry you'll get less of them. So in some weird way I'd say potentially it could be easier in the wet to overtake.
And they do say they use a different wet line. You know, you wouldn't hit the apex, you would go a wider line through some of the corners, which there isn't many options to do that round here, of course. But you're right, you may find grip in different places. Loppy's in the pits.
Loppy's on mediums.
Okay.
So it's really now started. Like, also what you got to remember is people like Error Voice, like Biff, like Lorpy, they almost have nothing to lose at the moment. But I've just noticed something also equally as impressive here. G-Star, Single Track, Saviour, Johnny Smooth, all done 20 laps on their intermediates.
Yeah, they have not pitted.
Yeah.
Womack has had... I tell you what's very impressive, though. Womack has had 2 pit stops. And it's currently in 4th.
How has he managed to get that? Fair enough. That's all I have to say.
Absolutely no idea.
Yeah, because he's only done 16 laps on those instances.
So that was very early on. That he's done those. And we had to say 1 or 2 safety cars to close up.
Or something, but
potentially, yeah, good point. Yeah, Speedy Bullet's got 10 laps on his tyres, so that's comfortable. You're right, and Johnny Smooth 20 laps. They can't be feeling. Oh, Saviour got a little bit twitchy before the tunnel, but. And he's closed that gap now. G-Star and Single Track about 7 seconds. That's stabilised now. Saviour's still just eating away, and there they are both in screen that I've got anyway. This is going to get tasty towards the end, I feel. Martin's going to get a little bit sweaty at the minute. Saviour's eyes are going to be wide. He can see the prize ahead of him, and know he's closing. He'll see that gap coming down, and Martin on the other side will see that gap coming down and start to worry a little bit. And, you know, he's going to be counting the laps down. I don't think the gap's coming down quick enough. There's 4 more racing laps after this one, as Speedy Bullet has left the pits as well.
Yeah, he definitely has. I think what's now interesting is as well that gap between G-Star and Single Track is very much stabilised. But I don't like what I'm seeing in front of Saviour right now. I don't like to bring it up on stream, but this car should be getting out of the way for blue flags.
Yeah, 100%, especially around a track like this. We've seen it quite a bit recently. There's 2 cars, lapped cars, in the middle of Single Track and Saviour. And because of that, that gap has widened. It was 3.5, now 4.2 seconds.
Yeah.
So losing, actually, he's lost a second now. I agree with you. We have brought it up before, and we're going to bring it up again. I don't mind saying it. I'll take the flak. I'm the league manager. I'll take that. You get the blue flags. You are obliged to move out of the way. This, especially tracks like this. So we've got the. I'm going to say it's a red. I can't remember whose car it is, but I like the livery. Move out of the way. I know a few of the guys are battling with each other though. There's a car ahead and a car behind. They don't want to lose time. I get that. I understand that, especially now they're in points. And to be fair, Speedy Bullets only.
Anton's got no front wing. Sorry.
Yeah, that explains it. That does. Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, exactly. So now. There you go. Saviour's managed to get through. Hang on. So what have I just seen there? Jesus got 3 seconds.
Oh, he has.
DRS is now enabled.
Oh, it's dry. They are ready to go. I'm excited. Look at the gap between Lorpy and Bullet.
Oh my
I've just picked up on the fact that Lorpy is now within DRS. Anton's round.
Yeah, I was on board with Speedy Bullet. Anton was half ghosted or looked ghosted, and Speedy Bullet kind of half went through, and then he didn't ghost. Oh, this is incredible. This is going to be an exciting end. Finally, we've got something happening.
And do you know what? With 3 laps to go. But do you know what?
What would you do? What would you do in this situation with the gaps as they are? The top 3. Let's go the top. Concerning the top 3, shall we say? Womack's had that free pit stop. Johnny Smooth has pitted.
I do wonder if the track is dry, there is every chance. I know it's only 4 laps to go even, but Womack's could make. If the track dries up that much, their tyres are going to go. But those guys, if they're going to pit for softs, have to pit this lap. Have to.
Yeah. But he's got 40 seconds. Saviour's closed that gap again another second. He has gone. He went to 4.5. He's now back to 3.7.
And you know what?
He's closed
They've all stayed
back up. Yeah, they all have. I kind of agree with that. Even if the tyres go and they have to brake earlier or whatever they have to do,
but then again,
on the throttle, they've got enough of a gap, I feel, to Womack's. The gap, it was 39, it's now 38.4, and it's coming down all the time. Look at that, it's not even hovering, it's just coming down and down a little bit.
I'm actually looking, though, at the track from Womack's perspective, and it's still not bone dry.
No, it doesn't look it.
So the inters are probably still just about switched on enough. And you know what? Womack's hasn't made the time I thought he would make. Yes, he's made it round about 2 seconds, so there's no doubt in anyone's mind softs are the tyre to be on. He's just done a purple last sector as well. But
he needs to be doing qualifying lap times to have a chance.
Yeah. I mean,
because they were doing a 122-ish. I just need to try to find.
If the track does dry, he'll be 10 seconds a lap quicker.
Yeah. Because they're roughly doing 124s, give or take. The fastest lap of the race is Anton at 122. Everyone's doing their fastest laps. The top 3 are 123.2 from Saviour, 123.7 and a 123.9 in single track to G-Star. So they are doing that, and you're right. If Womack starts doing a 112, for example, which was we saw the 110, 111s in qualifying. If he starts doing that, 10 seconds lap, this is going to be very exciting. We've only got 2 laps left though.
Yeah, I've just watched.
And Saviour, look at Saviour's gap.
Yeah, I've just noticed that as well. But I've just watched G-Star, Single Track, and Saviour all go through Raskas, all of them with huge twitches. So those tyres are not reacting the way they want at all anymore. So Womack's in one sector has taken 2 seconds out, but he needs more. He needs more. He's now 3 seconds.
That's only a 121.
Yeah, he needs to be 10
seconds faster than
a 114
or 112. That's what it needs to be. You're right. There, 119. That's getting there from Womax.
But it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be. I still think they maybe went a lap too early potentially on the softs. But I mean, for Womax, he almost had nothing to lose. Yeah, Womax had nothing to lose. But
no, 100%.
He now needs to. His next lap needs to be a 112 minimum. It has to be. If he wants any chance. He's just gone purple in the first sector. But is that going to be good enough? There's a yellow in sector 2. And that is where the leaders are.
There's nothing I can see. Everything looks okay for me.
Fine. But G-Star's just had a huge moment at the final corner. Whew. Oh, Saviour's in the wall! In Raskas! I think he's got away with that damage. He might have just hit the wheel.
Yeah, he has. He has got away with it, yep. But he's got the other guys now, the lap cars, trying to fight back. 3D Bullets gone out!
Oh, that's a huge
But we're
shame.
not going to see any safety car because we're on the last lap. Saviour's, that's dropped at big gaps. Single track's tyres are gone. He was like 6-7 seconds, now 10.
Yeah, these guys, they are literally nursing their car home, but Womax has not got enough in the plate. He's still 26 seconds behind. He's not going to make that up in a lap, no matter what the conditions. So, 18.5 is just not fast enough, is it?
Yeah, it's not. No, you're right. It's not. I mean, that gap was, what, 35, and it is down to 25 seconds, but you're right, it's not quick enough.
I think the man that deserves a lot of credit here, though, and he's gained so much by doing it, is Lorpy. Absolutely incredible call by him. He's now up to P6 and he was all the way down in P9 when he pitted. So, he's gained a lot. Fair play.
Yeah, he went to the mediums. He was first one and we were looking going, really? You think so?
Yeah, exactly. Mediums you'd expect to be the wrong tyres as well because they're the harder compounds of the softs. But G-Star's navigated his way round Raskas. What an absolutely stunning drive. What a day in the championship for G-Star as well, with his main rival Chris sadly bowing out. He's got the 3 seconds, but he's also got the Monaco Grand Prix victory. And that is it. G-Star wins. And single track, he will struggle. He will lose traction out the final corner. He will weave to the line. And he will be happy with P2. And Saviour, he's going to survive it as well. Just about. After that clout, that terrifying moment on the final lap, he's through. And the last man that's not on the last man on the lead lap, ironically, is Womax. Every other car got lapped, other than P4. That's the pace that G-Star had today over everyone. That's frightening.
Yeah, that really was.
But Anton, the former race leader, he's going to be kicking himself, I think. I mean, obviously, I think we may see whatever happened in turn 1 or whatever in the stewards, most likely, but...
with Carl and... I can't remember who it was, but yeah,
Carl
that was...
and Lorpy, I think.
Was it Lorpy or someone? Yeah. That was one of those races that was... And you said the word and the term, which was a chess match. And for that reason, that was... great fun, actually.
I'm not gonna lie. For a Monaco, I loved it.
We were single figures, which I said it would be for that. But that was great.
We saw a few flashes of absolute brilliance. We really did. Like the move on from G-Star on Donny. Who was the other one? I think it was Womax on Biff around the outside, wasn't it? In the hairpin.
Around the Lord's hairpin. That was fantastic.
That was absolutely incredible. And they're moves that you'd never even spot. But honestly, in the dry, I don't think you'd ever even go for them. In the wet, it just sort of opens up because you've almost got grip everywhere, whereas in the dry, you've only got grip really on the racing line because you've got the marbles everywhere else, haven't you? So,
yeah,
it all adjusts here a little bit, but MRC-X, you always put on a show, that is for sure. Let's run through the results, and then Mark, you can get thinking about your driver of the day. But G-Star takes the win, single track second, Saviour in third, Womax in fourth, Johnny Smooth takes another win in the Challenger tier. Wait, hold on, I better go to the actual race results, hadn't I? G-Star first, single track second, Saviour third, Womax fourth. Johnny Smooth does take the win for the Challengers tier, Lorpy in sixth. Bit in seventh, Smith will take second in the Challengers tier, Error Voice in ninth, Anton 10th. Biff is the last finisher and he will round off the podium for the Challenger tier. Speedy Bullets, Smoggy Ghost, Ninja, Ziadmar, Chris Bailey, Jay Dudon, Richie, Chelsea and Bergen will all score 0 points. Mark, who is your driver of the day?
Diffie, there was a lot of people there. Johnny Smooth, great run from him. Loppy, great run from him to go to the mediums when he did. Womax did well to battle back. For me, and I want to kind of go with the top three as well for sticking out on those inters.
Yeah.
I'm just just by a sliver giving it to Saviour. From starting 12th on the grid, to avoid the carnage he did, to hold those inters out as much as he did, to bat with those back markers who were racing him like he did, and close the gap to Martin at the end. So I'm just going to give it to Saviour for that one, to Alex.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to disagree. I mean, I'm going to go different, but we'll share the driver of the day. I'm going to go for G-Star just for the fact that he dominated from the moment, Chris. I know Martin started to close a bit towards the end, but we all saw his ERS level as well. I think he just looked truly comfortable in the toughest of conditions, but what a race that was.
My livery's going to Martin, though. My livery of the day's going to Martin, because I like that.
Mine's actually going to go to one that you mentioned and pointed out. Mine's going to go to Biff. I liked his.
That was cool. That was very cool.
The blue and the orange. I thought that was something very different that we don't normally see. But I think it's time to round it all up. That'll be it for MRC-X. We come back on Monday with... I forgot who's on Tier 2 comms. But, yes.
Me, I think. I think it's me.
Oh, it is you. Yeah, it is you. Mark will be back, yes. And then Tier 1 will...
people.
No, lucky people is what he's trying to say. It's more unlucky if he goes on board with me and you watch me driving. Then I feel sorry for you. But
well, that's going to happen now, isn't it?
Yeah, I already knew it was anyway. But everyone, don't forget 7 o'clock Monday, Tier 2. 8:45 on Monday, Tier 1. Same again for Wednesday in Monaco as well. But don't forget to like, subscribe, ding the bell, because you want to hear when Hodgie's live on Monday, that is for sure. But thank you all for watching, and Mark, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure to be back with you again.
It has, mate. It has been brilliant. It's been great fun. Really enjoyed the evening. I've even had a couple of rums and forgot what my foot feels like, so it's absolutely fantastic. It's a win-win. I've really enjoyed tonight, mate. Really have.
Mark has had the time of his life and has his foot back. What more can we ask for?
I don't have it back. I just can't feel it.
Well, surely that's as good as anything then. But
I'll take it.
Yeah. But no, thank you all for watching, and don't forget to tune in Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every single week. But for now, good night.
Good night.